All right. To add content, you can drag or drop one or more files or Photoshop layers into a Photoshop document window. You can drag layers from a source document window, drag them from the layers panel, or drag a compatible file from the desktop. Each item you drop into a Photoshop document is added as a separate layer. So now we're going to drag the beach PSD image onto the working PSD file. Before you begin, make sure that both the working PSD and the beach PSD files are open. So make sure this one is open and the beach one is open, and make sure you're on the beach one. First, we're going to give layer 1 a more descriptive name. So if you double click right there where it says layer 1, we're going to type beach. Press enter. So now we've renamed that layer as a beach layer. Keep that layer selected. When you rename a layer, make sure you double click the layer name text. If you double click outside the name, other layer options may appear instead. So when I was trying to double click right here, if I would have double clicked right there, you see that layer styles opened up. So make sure you click the name. All right, so now that we've got that layer, let's go to Window and Arrange, and we want 2 up vertical. When you do that, you see ours are side by side. Didn't know you could do that, did you? Select the beach PSD image so that it's active. We're going to select the Move tool, and we're going to use it to drag it onto the other document. If you hold down Shift as you drag an image from one file to another, the dragged image automatically centers itself in the target image window. So let's try that. Shift, and we drag it over there, and you can see that it's centered in that window. So you can also transfer layers between documents by copying and pasting. You would select layers in the layers panel, choose edit copy, switch to another document. So you could have been on this, click edit copy, go to this one, and then you would click edit paste, and it would paste it in there. Another way of doing it. So now the beach layer appears in the 04 working PSD file document and its layers panel. There it is right there. It's between the background and the pineapple layers. Photoshop always adds new layers directly above the selected layer. We had selected the background layer earlier, so if you had selected that background layer, which you should have done, that's where it put it. If you need images for a project like this one, in Photoshop, if you if you click File, Search Adobe Stock, you can download low resolution placeholder images from the Adobe Stock online photo library. If you license the images, Photoshop replaces placeholder with high resolution images. I say that, I'm not sure if our well, let's just try it. Sometimes when you do stuff like this, our account doesn't have that available. So if you had a different account other than our education account, you'd be able to search for images. So close the beach file, don't save. So now you can see our beach file is behind that one. So now our file has 6 layers. Some of the layers are visible and some are hidden. The eye icon next to a layer thumbnail indicates the layer is visible. See the little eye icon? If you click the eye icon next to the pineapple, that will hide that. If you need to, here's a little tip. If you need to center the beach layer, if you select the beach layer, if yours isn't centered, choose select and select all, and then choose layer. Align layers to selection, horizontal centers or vertical centers as needed. and then Command D to deselect. That would have centered it. So you can hide or show a layer by clicking that icon, the eye icon, or you can just click the column. So I didn't actually click the layer, but you can click this little column. It's called a show hide column. So you can click where the eye is or the column to display it. Now we're going to add a white border around the beach layer to create the impression that it's an old photograph. If you haven't already, select the beach layer. The layer is highlighted, indicated it's active. Changes you make in the document window affect that layer. To make opaque areas of this layer more obvious, hide all layers except the beach layer. You can press Alt on Windows or Option on Mac and click the eye by the beach, and what that did was it turned off all, instead of, if you had a layer or an image or a document with 50 layers and you wanted to hide all of them except one, that would be the easiest thing to do. Hold down Alt or Option and click that one, and that keeps that one only open. The white background and other objects disappear, leaving only the beach image against a checkerboard background. The checkerboard indicates transparent areas of the active layer. So let's choose Layer, Layer Style, and then Stroke. Specify the following settings. We want size to be 5. Position is inside. Mine already says inside. Blend mode normal. Opacity 100%. We want our color to be white. So if you click there and then click up in that corner, click OK. And then click OK. And you see that there's a little white border around the edge of that. Excuse me. Layer styles apply to the opaque pixels of a layer only. For example, the stroke layer style draws its line around the opaque pixels of the beach layer and doesn't change the transparent pixels.